And we're back!
And we never went anywhere.
No.
We're never going anywhere. Well, I was going to be on the couch. Except for those times when we were away from somewhere.
Yeah.
In a different spot.
Which we do quite often. So, yeah. So, nothing we say makes any sense.
No.
There's no logic to what we do.
There is no logic.
But, you're back. We're back. This is Matinee Prices. Today, if you can notice the theme that we have here, today's episode is about strong, badass women. So this episode, in honor of one of the movies that we're going to be discussing, this episode is titled Women Who Kill. That's the name of our first movie that we're going to be discussing.
Yeah, the title of the show matches the title of the movie, which hopefully we will not get sued over. We won't get sued over for rights or copyright infringement.
I think they should be happy that we're trying to turn people onto their movie.
They do not have to be happy at all. They could take us for the tens of ones of dollars that we both have.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll deal with that bridge when we cross it.
Bring it on, ladies.
and bring it and burn it down. It's like,
yeah.
Dude, no, don't bring it on. The ones that we're talking about now will freaking kill us. Yeah. These are the badass ones.
Yeah.
Do not don't ignore listen. Cameron. Do not bring it on or anything on. Leave it off.
Don't bring it on. Don't set it off. Don't stomp the yard. Don't do any of
I want to see how the election turns out in a few days. So at least let me get that far. Yeah. Then, if certain things happen, bring all that you want.
Please.
Yeah,
bring out the throwing stars and the katanas.
Bring the pain.
Because then that won't matter anymore. But anyway,
right.
So why don't you tell the folks out there a little bit about the movie Women Who Kill?
Because I don't want to. So there.
All right. Good night.
Because of already aforementioned Sheila Van and our love for her in
a young girl
walks home alone in the dark.
I always want to say a young girl. It's just a girl walks home alone.
Always say it wrong.
A girl walks home alone at night.
You always say it wrong.
Yeah.
And then I always correct you, and then I say it wrong.
Yeah.
But
it's a long title.
I noticed that our local theater was having a film festival. It was the Gay and Lesbian Film Festival.
North Carolina NCGLIF.
What he said. And I saw it, and it was for the whole pass. I was like, I want to go. It was a little too expensive, so I was like, well, maybe I can do one movie. So I just scanned all the movies, and at the very bottom of the list was Women Who Kill. And I'm like, that's usually the stuff I look for. So let's see what's going on. Click on it. In the cast, right there at the top, Sheila Van. There we go. So I'm like, all right, Cam, we gotta go. We gotta go watch this movie, just this one.
Yeah.
So we did, and it was pretty awesome. It
was very awesome.
Yeah.
This man knows his stuff, and like he's always like seeking stuff out and finding cool stuff, and I would have never heard about this movie, but he doing research and going online, and like just the fates were with him, and the title of the movie jumped out at him, and then he saw that it was Sheila Van. Sheila Van starred in a movie that we reviewed in one of our very first episodes from the first season. So the world works in mysterious ways. So we went to see Women Who Kill at the North Carolina Gay Lesbian Film Festival at the Carolina Theater in Durham, and it was awesome. We shouldn't say give really too much away, but maybe we could just tell them a little bit about like what the movie is. Like
Godzilla pops up and tries to kill everyone in New York, and a whole bunch of lesbians stop him. They just form like lesbian power, and they beat the crap out of Godzilla.
Okay, now I want to see that movie.
that's what, without giving anything away. 7 lesbians instead of 7 samurai. 7 lesbians like ride together and into Brooklyn and just murder Godzilla.
Yeah.
Just slaughter.
As awesome as that movie would be, Women Who Kill is about these 2 women. They're ex-girlfriends, but now they're still friends, and they're roommates. And they have a podcast devoted to female serial killers.
Yes.
So the name of their podcast is Women Who Kill.
Which is the name of the movie.
Yeah, and so they're kind of, was it San Francisco? It was Brooklyn, right?
I think it was New York, yeah.
New York, yeah. So they live in New York,
Maybe.
And they have a podcast, and they have their little small circle of friends, and one of them starts up a relationship with a new girl in town played by Sheila Vand, and then through some situations they become a little curious about her past, a little doubtful about like what she, you know, they maybe she's not so trustworthy. Maybe she is in fact a serial killer. It's very much in the vein of Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah.
It's very much in the vein of Rear Window, where
and Toho, Godzilla movies.
Yeah,
and Toho.
Yeah,
it's the director, writer and director is Ingrid Jungerman. She's also one of the stars.
She's the main.
It also has Annette O'Toole.
Annette O'Toole. If you haven't, Annette O'Toole, maybe you know Smallville, right? She was the mom in Smallville,
yep.
And she was Lana Lang in Superman 3. She was Nick Nolte's girlfriend in 48 Hours. She's one of those, like, she was a big star in the 80s and stuff, and then she kind of, like, she doesn't do a lot of acting anymore. But that's another reason I was excited about seeing this movie, because I've always been a big Annette O'Toole fan.
Same here.
And she's great in the movie. It's a small part, but she's
really creepy.
She's really creepy.
Really dark and creepy.
Yeah. She plays a creepy lady.
Yeah. Deborah Rush from Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, a star-making performance from Shannon O'Neill. She has been on the show Man-Seeking Woman and Broad City, and she has a recurring character on that show, Donnie. But she is the artistic director for the Upright Citizens Brigade in New York City. And Huru and I both, like she's kind of she's like the female Jack Black. She's like the Melissa McCarthy character of the movie, where she just curses constantly. She gets all the funny lines, and I was sitting in this movie like, how has this lady not been in a ton of like what's her story?
Yeah,
and then
kind of like the comedy version, like the way we felt about Sheila Vand.
Yeah,
like how
exactly.
How have we not seen this woman in just everything all the time?
And watching it, I got the impression, it was like, it seems like she's just kind of making up her dialogue as it goes along, and she's just improvising. And then when I did some research for this episode, and I saw that she works with the Upright Citizens Brigade, I was like, well, it all clicks. She spends her days working with like improv comedians and actors, so that just made perfect sense. She steals the show. I mean, she's not the best part of the movie, but like she's kind of the comic relief.
She's one of the best parts.
Even though the movie is kind of a comedy, like it's hard to describe. Like there is like some intrigue and like, you know, these
comedy, intrigue, suspense.
It's dark. It
drama.
has some elements of a horror movie, because there's like this kind of thing with I was just saying, just the fact that they're obsessed with serial killers.
Oh, right.
So it kind of has this creepy air that hangs over the whole movie, but
kind of touches Silence of the Lambs
a little bit. But it's also just kind of a movie about relationships also, because you've got these two women who are friends, but they used to date, and now the one of them is dating this new girl, but the other girl is suspicious about it, so she's thinking maybe she's just jealous. And so it works as like a relationship drama, a dark comedy, a suspense movie. It kind of works as several different movies, but it's not one of those movies that irritates you because it's just like, well, it's not funny enough to be a comedy, and it's not scary enough to be a horror movie. It's like some of those movies don't always work, but this one works because there's like a realness to it. Like they're just real people. Not a lot of big stars in the movie. They're normal looking people, like people that all the scenes at the co-op. The grocery store, the works at, but the one dude, and it's like, I can't remember his name, but he had some great lines too.
He did.
But it's just kind of like, if you live in a town if you live in Carborough, you'll appreciate this because it's got like a very progressive co-op liberal, like, you know, slant to it. So you'll like watching this movie, you'll be like, oh, I know that woman.
Yeah.
I know that guy. I know that dude with the dreads who works at the organic grocery store.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll a lot of familiar characters if you live in a town like Carborough, and or Portland, or, you know, Athens, Georgia, Austin, Texas. It's like kind of a specific type of people that this movie is about. But wonderfully acted, wonderfully directed. Again, Sheila freaking Van.
Sheila Van.
She, no reason why she shouldn't be a big star, and she's got some movies that will be coming out over the next couple of years. She's getting work, but it's still that thing where Hollywood isn't progressing, like you and I have talked about this, where Hollywood doesn't progress fast enough. Like, she's not a white actress. So she's just not going to have roles thrown at her, because there's always going to be people there's always going to be producers and people making movies who are like, well, this character isn't written as an ethnic woman. So but it's like, until we get to the point to where they're just casting people to play people.
How awesome would it be if everything that Mila Kunis has been in the recent past was replaced with Sheila Van? Like,
been better.
I don't,
I like Mila Kunis.
I don't hate Mila Kunis, but I also don't like Mila Kunis.
But it's like, why does she have to be in everything?
You know, man, she's just in so much, and if you give like half those roles to Sheila Van, I think Mila would still be rich and famous.
She'd still be fine.
Yeah, she'd be doing fine. And then you'd have another option, and Sheila Van is flipping awesome.
But Mila Kunis is, I think, Jewish, Russian Jewish. She's not. I mean, she's not just some like. She's not like a Jennifer Garner or Julia Roberts or Sandra Bullock. She is, ethnic.
I don't care.
Yeah.
No. Still no good. Yeah. Too much.
I think she's Russian.
Her and Ashton Kutcher can just
middle. I'm honestly not sure. I could get on that.
Like,
and again, I'm not hating on Mila Kunis. I think she's funny. She's done some movies that I love. That '70s Show. Still watch the reruns. But I get what you're saying. That
what am I saying?
For every one great role Sheila Van gets, Mila Kunis will get 5.
Right.
And it shouldn't be that way, because she's got all the potential in the world, and there shouldn't be anything holding her back. She should be able to just, she should be able to
shoot somebody in the face whenever she wants. There you go. I said it.
That's how awesome she is.
That's what I said.
That's how awesome she is.
So, what else? We're gonna move on from.
We're gonna move on to
greats.
Yeah, let's do greats. We're wrapping up the Women Who Kill. Great movie. If you like Hitchcock, you like. It's a pretty much female, not an all female, mostly 90% female cast. Some great actresses, some unknown actresses, some up and comers. Great movie. Check it out. Can't say enough good things about it. And
but we will. So moving on.
Support independent cinema, because movies like this are the type of movies that you have to find. You're not going to see a preview for this movie. It's not going to, it's not going to be all over the TV.
When you go to see Star Wars, they're not going to. They're not going to be a
preview for Women Who Kill. It's a movie that you have to find. Yeah. So if there's one person out here watching this who is like curious about this movie,
there is probably only one person watching the show.
But if that one person watches Women Who Kill,
right.
I'm super happy.
Yeah,
I'm super happy. I'd be happier if it was 2 people, or 5 or 10.
Hey,
anybody. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
10 people?
10. Yeah,
listening to us?
Women Who Kill and Boy Who's Lost His Mind.
Boy, you're living in a fool's paradise.
So we're moving on. We're doing Cameron's greats category.
We're doing greats.
Greats, more greats again.
In honor of Women Who Kill, I decided this category of greats, and again, greats is 8 great examples of the thing we're talking about. It's not the definitive top 10. These are 8 that we came up with that are awesome. And the category for this episode is women who are killing it. These are women who are working in showbiz, who are doing amazing things. Some you're going to know, some you're not, or you might know their work if you don't know their name. So I'm going to get started with Kate McKinnon. Saturday Night Live. She's become the breakout performer on Saturday Night Live. The alien abduction skit with Ryan Gosling.
Yep.
Just it's already in my opinion, on a short list of great skits of the past 20 years, if not of all time. Kate McKinnon, The new Ghostbusters, Masterminds with Zach Galifianakis. She's starting to get some movie work. She won the Emmy last year for Saturday Night Live, and if I'm not mistaken, she was the first performer on Saturday Night Live to win the Emmy, I think, since Will Ferrell.
Okay.
So it had been a long time since an actual performer on Saturday Night Live won the Best Comedy Actress Emmy. And I know the Emmys are kind of BS, but like her acceptance speech was hilarious, and she seemed genuinely moved. And it's one of those things where I was like, wow, they got it right. You know, every once in a while they get it right.
Yeah.
So that's Kate McKinnon. Gail Ann Hurd. Huru, you want to tell them about Gail Ann Hurd?
Okay, well, what I was going to say was Gail Ann Hurd. He kind of jumped the gun on
I thought it was going to do like I would do one and that would pass one to you.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Gail Ann Hurd.
You can see how much we prepare.
So, for those of you who don't know, this is the legend here. We're talking. She's been over on my couch in my place, and because she's producers of basically all things great.
She did Long Kiss Goodnight, right?
She did assistant. She came in assistant to Roger Corman, so already she was like
Roger
with
Corman.
the greats. And she married and divorced James Cameron and Brian De Palma. Good
you go, girl.
But producers of all the Walking Dead. So that's Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Talking Dead, Terminators 1, 2, and 3. It's like Aeon Flux, Armageddon, Dante's Peak, The Relic, one of my favorite movies of all time, The Abyss. She was executive producer on Tremors. Yes.
Love Tremors.
Ang Lee's Hulk. And then, of course, producer of my favorite movie of all time, Aliens. Sigourney Weaver. We've already gone over that. Yeah, she's a legend. She's been kicking butt and taking names for forever.
Gail Ann Hurd. Raise a glass to literally one of the greats in cinema. I want to move. My next one is Sarah Polley. Sarah Polley, if you don't know, she got her start as a child actress. She was Ramona in the old PBS show Ramona and Beezus.
Oh yeah.
She played Ramona. She grew up to be an actress in many things as an adult. Or she was in the remake of The Dawn of the Dead. She was in Go, and she did that movie Away From Her. And I know she wrote it. I think she might have also directed it. And she holds some sort of Oscar record where it's. I'm pretty sure it's the youngest female ever nominated for Best Screenplay. She might have been nominated for Best Director, and if that's the case, she was the youngest ever nominated for Best Director. Sarah Polley, love her. She's a great actress, great producer, great writer. She's a director. She does it all, and she's still she's probably still in her 30s. She's one of those child actors who didn't go crazy, who didn't lose her mind. She kept doing important work.
Very key.
And she's fantastic. I've followed her career. I remember watching Ramona when I was a little kid, and then when I saw the movie Go, I was like, I think that's Ramona, and lo and behold, it was. So Sarah Polley, love Sarah Polley. She's amazing.
Tessa Thompson. You might know her. She was the lead actress and main character in Dear White People as Sam White. That was like 2014. Like she got her big break, in, you could say, the 2006, where she was in When a Stranger Calls, the remake of When a Stranger Calls. But yeah, she's been killing it. She's Selma. She was in Creed. She was girlfriend in Creed. She's in TV's Westworld right now. She's going to be in Thor Ragnarok, so, always good when you can be in big budget Marvel movies.
Get in with Marvel.
Yeah.
You never know where your career is going to go.
Yeah. So she's awesome, impressive. I've been digging her, and I'm happy for her and ready to see her do more things.
I'm going to say my next one is Shonda Rhimes, and now I'm going to say I'm not a huge fan of the stuff that she does. It's just not my cup of tea. But I take my hat off to how prolific she is. I've said before, she's the Danielle Steele of hour-long primetime dramas. Like Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. It seems like every year she has a new show on TV, and it's the breakout hit of the season. Big tip of the hat to Shonda Rhimes. She's making her own stuff on her own terms, and like I said, she's the female Aaron Sorkin. You know, she's just got a ton of shows.
Stephen J. Cannell.
She's It's like she's got. If I'm not mistaken, she's got 4 shows on the air right now, and they're all doing great. So Shonda Rhimes again, like just a maverick doing her own thing, making it work.
Kiersey Clemens. She was Diggy in Dope, which we will review in another show.
That movie was dope.
Neighbors 2, the sequel with she plays Beth with Chloe
Moretz and Seth Rogen.
And Seth Rogen, that's what. Yeah, and she's once again someone who's people are noticing her, so it means she's going to be in a superhero movie. Or 2 this time.
Which
She's
one?
playing Iris West in The Flash and the Justice League.
Nice.
Iris West is part of the Flash, the extremely complicated Flash mythos, which I will never go into.
You're talking about the movies.
Yeah, the movies.
So she's part of the DC
big budget
now.
movies, yeah.
All right.
So she's part of that crew, that clan. So good luck to her.
Good luck to her.
Yeah.
My last one is Zoe Bell. I'm a huge fan of Zoe Bell.
Ditto.
She's a female stunt performer, but she's become an actress. She got her start as Lucy Lawless's double in the movie Double Dare is about her journey as a female working in the stunt industry. She was also Uma Thurman's double in the Kill Bill movies. And then Quentin Tarantino took a shine to her. He cast her to play herself in the movie Death Proof. She was in Whip It. She was in a couple episodes of Lost. And she was the stunt coordinator for the movie Bitch Slap, which we're going to go into in a few minutes. Zoe Bell is amazing. Love her. She's from New Zealand, so she's got that cool accent. And she's the one who did that final spin kick to Kurt Russell at the end of Death Proof.
I always love that.
Yeah. So Zoe Bell. Love Zoe Bell.
My last one is Andrea Romano. Now, for those of you, this is more TV than movies. But if you've been watching cartoons, basically just about any cartoons in the past
25 years.
Yeah, about 2.5 decades. We're talking like we're going all the way back to the Smurfs, dude.
Okay, so 3 decades.
So like Boondocks, Avatars, both original and Karina, Teen Titans, SpongeBob, Justice League, Static Shock, Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, Reboot, the Canadian CGI, the first CGI cartoon.
She did Pinky and the Brain also, right?
Pinky and the Brain. What? We're talking Warner Brothers.
So she
basically,
did it all
the DuckTales, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers,
Darkwing Duck, Freakazoid, all that stuff.
Freakazoids, and especially all the DC superhero, anything that came to TV or even straight to DVD.
The animated movies.
All the animated, Green Lantern, Batman, Superman,
Justice League.
She's the reason we now have Robert Conroy and
Kevin
Conroy and Mark Hamill.
Still the best Batman and Joker ever.
Yeah.
In my opinion, So Andrea Romano. I'm a huge fan.
Her tag, her license plate, I think says Toon
Lady. I didn't get to meet her, but I saw her car when I got years ago. I got to meet Mark Hamill. He was recording some voices for the Incredible Hulk cartoon, and there was a car in the parking lot that had the license plate Toon Lady. And I was like, well, who is that? And they were like, that's Andrea Romano. She's off doing something. But I was like, that's Andrea Romano's car. And I was talking to Mark Hamill, but at the same time, I was like, Andrea Romano's in this building somewhere.
That's how big she is.
Yeah, I was like, Luke Skywalker
is secondary now.
Cool. I was like,
Andrea
Luke,
Romano.
Wrap it up. I need to go find Andrea Romano.
Like, yeah. Use the Force, whatever. I don't care.
Andrea Romano, she is the woman.
Yeah.
So there's our greats. I hope we
got 4 minutes.
Turned you on to some of the ladies, some work out there that they're doing, and some strong ladies out there doing their own thing in Hollywood, and So now we're gonna wrap it up. Little quick this and that about the movie Bitch Slap, directed by Rick Jacobson.
Yep.
This movie is a perfect example of what you can do with very little resources and no big stars.
Kevin Sorbo popped in.
Kevin Sorbo.
Lucy Lawless popped in.
I didn't even notice her.
Yeah, she's in the group. Like, so we're talking like maybe a minute.
And that scene where Zoe Bell is fighting in the background.
And Zoe Bell, yeah.
But,
those are the biggest stars.
And they're all and Kevin Sorbo has probably the most screen time, and he's in
5 minutes.
Yeah, two or three scenes.
Yeah.
But you were saying this movie was just like a bunch of friends got together and was like, hey, like the old days, let's put on a show. I've got some costumes. I've got some fake swords and guns. Let's make a movie.
They got their friends to help them make props. Some of the lead actresses were like, I know a guy who can do this. We're like, great, get him. And they slapped together this movie. They slapped together this movie.
They bitch slapped together this movie.
And it's like, Cameron didn't like it as much.
I enjoyed it.
He enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to the point where I actually had to invite someone over. I was like, "Look, I'm digging this way more than
Phoebe,
I thought."
right?
Yeah. And I thought, "Come over here and watch this because I think it's really fun, and I need to see if I'm just being like psychotic, or if that's really true." And even she enjoyed it. She was like, "Yeah, this is freaking awesome." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So that's something I needed to hear outside of my head.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a popcorn movie. It's exploitation.
Exploitation.
It is exploitation to death of just about every genre.
But it's aware of itself.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like the movie, like if Roger Corman had access to a green screen, and if the word hyper stylized had been a thing in the 70s. That would have. This is the kind of movie Roger Corman probably wished he could have made.
And the plot is even more complex than you would imagine. Which was another pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Not going into details, it's worth your time. It is not serious time. It is not drama time. It is not documentary time. This is popcorn, ice cream, Nutella. Take your socks off or put them back on, and watch this crazy movie. Which we recommend.
Which we recommend highly. Again, that's why I was saying this is like a perfect example. Like when you see a movie that cost $100 million to make, and this movie cost like $100 to make.
Maybe $5,000.
That's not much. Yeah, that's like I'm exaggerating, but not by much.
No.
Like they made good use of the couple of locations they had. They shot a lot on green screen. It was like Huru said, it's a bunch of people. They got their friends to come in. People were doing stuff for free or for cheap. People who were working on the movie were also doing like the costume and the hair and makeup and making props. This is the way kids and this is the way people who are now big filmmakers, this is the way they used to make movies. Yep. This is the way Peter Jackson and Steven Spielberg used to make movies. James Gunn. And sometimes I feel like having a budget of $150 million is a hindrance more than helping, because you're no longer forced to be clever or resourceful.
True.
And this is a bunch of clever, resourceful people got together and made an awesome movie. And I really dug it. It's called Bitch Slap. It came out in 2009.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. Check it out. You'll get to see there's an amazing fight. There's a few, but the fight scene at the end between these two women is off the hook. And and Zoe Bell, choreographed it. And it's amazing. It's like one of the better just fist fight scenes I've seen in a long time. And it's these two beautiful women just going at it and out in the desert, and they're just beating the crap out of each other. Slow motion, blood flying. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
that's my copy, by the way.
Yeah.
I let him borrow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another movie from Vizart.
Yeah.
Long live Vizart.
Yeah.
So all right. So that's our Women Who Kill episode.
Yep.
We're
gonna sign off.
We're gonna sign off. I'm Cameron. This is
Bitch Slap.
This is Bitch Slap.
I'm Bitch Slap.
And keep watching movies. Support independent cinema. Not every movie has to have a $200 million budget. So
$200 million.
Yeah. So movies like Women Who Kill and Bitch Slap are a reminder that movies like this are still being made.
Yeah.
So give it up to these people that are doing this kind of movie. Keep watching movies. Keep watching this kind of movie. Matinee prices. Good night.
Laters. Yeah, I see you.
It's the Baxter Show.
It's the Baxter Show.